Oh, man.
But isn't it funny? It's like you're a legitimate paleontologist.
And my license plate's Decepticon.
Ah.
I did the same thing in Israel. Jews. I'm genetically Jewish. I have the Ashkenazi K1 haplotype because of my mom. Aren't we supposed to be the chosen people?
You know what's funny, dude? You like I said, you're a legit paleontologist.
And my license plate's Decepticon.
Ah. But I saw you the other day arguing with flat Earth people on Twitter.
I'm going to JPL next Wednesday for a tour and talking to people. I mean, well, JPL and guys like, I'll ask Fred on what are you doing Wednesday morning, by the way?
I don't know. We'll talk about it after the show.
Cool deal.
I might be going with you.
Right on.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Private tour JPL?
Fuck yeah. Someone was calling me a flat Earth sellout. The guy was calling me a sellout because I make fun of flat Earth. And he's like, I know where your checks are being cashed. Like, what?
You don't think the moon landing is real?
No, I don't. No. Do you?
Yeah.
Why do you think the moon landing is real? Why don't you tell me why?
I saw it on television.
Oh, you're a genius. Oh, beep that. Hit
Okay,
that.
we'll bleep it. We'll bleep it. No, it's okay. We got
That's
it.
genius. You saw it on TV? That's awesome. I'm going to show you some CGI. I'm going to show you King Kong. I saw that on TV, too. There's an 80-foot gorilla. He's running around kidnapping white chicks. You should check it out.
All I'm saying is, when I look at all of it, when I look at the photographic evidence, or I look at the fact that we haven't been back since 1972, when I look at the fact that no humans except the Apollo astronauts have ever gone through the Van Allen radiation belt, the fact that no one's even done a flyby around the moon since then, it seems weird to me. When I look at the press conference and I see Buzz Aldrin and Neil Armstrong and Michael Collins nervous and weird and obviously, like, being deceptive after they came back, I go, what is that? I look at all that stuff. When I look at the video footage that Bart Siegel character, who's clearly out of his mind, for sure. And so is that Renee guy. So are a lot of those guys. But sometimes, occasionally, someone who's clearly out of their mind has a point. If you can sift through all their BS and look at all the crap that they say and run it through a filter, every now and then they'll say something, oh, well, this guy's wrong about almost everything, but is he wrong about that? Now, when I look at that video, and some of the video that Siebel has, of them faking the distance between the Earth and the moon when they're shooting the moon, or the Earth rather, through a circular window in the lunar module, and they have the windows blacked out. They're pretending that it's deep space. They're saying that they're 130,000 miles out, and then you see them pull the window curtains down, or the shade, whatever they have covering up with the windows, and you see that they're actually in near-Earth orbit. That makes me curious. When I look at the photographs and I see intersecting shadows. Now, I'm no photographic expert. I don't know anything about the moon, really, except stuff that I've read on the internet. I'm no scientist. But when I see intersecting shadows that seem to show some sort of a different light source, or more than one light source, it looks odd to me. When I see that those crosshairs aren't over all the images, it looks cut and cropped to me. When I look at some of the photographs of the moon, I have this gigantic coffee table book, and it's all, a NASA book, and it's beautiful pictures of the moon and all these different photographs. Well, when I look at some of them, they look obviously fake. They look cut and cropped. And I'm not saying I know they are. I'm not saying I have any special information. But I'm an open-minded person, and when I look at it, I say, look, I know I sound like a retard. I know I sound like a crackpot. I know saying that, the Earth is hollow, there's dinosaurs inside of it, I'm sure. It's very similar to saying I don't think people landed on the moon. But you know what? I don't think people landed on the moon.
There's no way people went on the moon. There's no way. There's no way people went on the moon. There's no way.
Neil Tyson, thank you very much for coming on here, man. This is an honor. This is a blast. I think the universe is going to explode. You are, for sure, the most requested podcast guest ever in the history of this podcast. So Brian and I have been doing this for 3 years, and we have come full cycle with your appearance here today.
Right.
Like you're very important. I don't know if you know how important, like, the cool guy scientist is.
I can't tell you how many times.
Very important.
No, so I have evidence of how important that is.
I think one of the cool things about you and your approach to science is, I think it's very refreshing. No, I'm a retard. Listen, if anybody has any real sense, they would look at it and say, there's no way that was a hoax. There's no way. There's no way that was a hoax. There's no way.
There's no way people went on the moon. There's no way. There's no way people went on the moon. There's no way.
See? honestly, moon landing shit, was it real? Was it not? It was not in the back of my mind.
Yeah, it wasn't in mine, either, but I forgot that Russell's a moon guy. Look, I've argued with people, and I absolutely don't know. I don't know. I don't believe.
Joe, you were totally down for you were the moon hoax crusader. Something.
No. Listen,
Joe, you were totally down for you were the moon hoax crusader. Something.
No. Listen, man. Here's my issue. My issue is how can I even argue it? How is it possible that I even have points?
Joe,
how is it possible that anybody
Joe, let's
could have
go
any
to the
points?
moon.
What does that even mean? Like I'm getting a round Earth. Like, hey, keep a secret, all right?
Yeah,
here's your round Earth check.
Here's the shill organization.
Yeah, imagine if like everybody in the media was just getting a check to make sure that you keep perpetrating the lie that the Earth is round. But the logic behind that.
Jews. I'm genetically Jewish.
Well,
speaking
the
of
flat
chemtrails,
one is the craziest one. Like everything is round except the Earth. Is that what you're saying? Like all the videos have all been faked. Every one of them. Every space station mission that took video. Every space shuttle mission that got video. Every satellite that gets photographs. All that's fake.
All of it's
all
fake.
of it. Everything from the beginning of the 1960s when they first started doing this to today. It's all fake.
Yeah.
There's no way people went on the moon. There's no way. There's no way people went on the moon. There's no way.
Science would always like shove it off into a corner and go, hey, see the cranks over there? Let's ignore them. If we ignore them, they'll go away. And then we got things like CompuServe and AOL and forums and BBSs, and then they got a little louder. Then they got access to self-publishing. They got a little louder. Now with social media, YouTube, and all that, the same 5% of humanity can get really fucking loud. We didn't shut them down early enough, and now they're loud enough that we have a problem. We didn't shut them down early enough, and now they're loud enough that we have a problem. We didn't shut them down early enough, and now they're loud enough that we have a problem.
The same guy who puts out those videos about the flat Earth now has a video that you will love, and it's Dinosaurs Are Not Real. Which is right up your alley.
Oh, great.
See, I didn't know that you were you were not just a flat Earth shill, but you were also a dinosaur shill.
Oh yeah, I'm a dinosaur shill, a round I'm
round Earth shill.
a globe Earth shill. I work for chemtrail corporations.
Corporations. It's a weird world we live in, Trevor.
I don't know how many of the millions of people that listen to your show have actually like not swam in a pool, but like put on gear in order to survive in an alien environment, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
Not just snorkeling. Like a scuba, like full-blown scuba gear can get pretty trippy when you're first learning how to do it, because you are entirely reliable on this equipment or you will die.
You might as well be in space.
Yeah,
I mean, you
exactly.
really.
I was just going to say that.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
It's an alien world.
Yeah. And the same thing happens. You will suffocate or get crushed or anything like that if something goes wrong and you're at depth, or you'll pop, freeze, and explode, and like all the liquid will boil off your body and out of it in space. It's just horrible shit. It's just, and we want to go to Mars.
They're out of their fucking mind. These people, I've been mocking them on stage. These people that want to go to Mars. Like this, there's no reason for that.
I mean, if Tony Stark, aka Elon Musk, can do it, he's gonna do it.
You think he can do it?
I think he can do it. He's okay. When we were kids, how fucking cool was it to see like rockets land vertically in shows and like Flash Gordon and stuff like that? He just did it.
Yeah, he just did it.
It was a suborbital satellite launch with a cargo ship to the ISS, or putting a satellite in orbit, and then lands vertically a reusable space frame. That blows my mind. And even beyond that is when the Curiosity rover landed on Mars. It flew in, did parachute aerobraking, jettisoned everything, and then it was lowered on a fucking crane from a flying sky crane thing, and then touched down and then disconnected and flew off. A nuclear-powered rover was descended to another planet on a sky crane that was hovering with rockets. This is sci-fi come to life. It's fucking rad.
It's pretty crazy.
I mean, we live in the future. I mean, we've got fucking all of the world's information, like, well, if you have an Apple Watch, on your wrist. It's getting kind of weird, man.
It's very weird. And all that is only created by people who don't get laid regularly. That'd be exciting.
I know the Mars cartographer.
Do you have to sign shit about, so I won't tell them about fake dinosaurs and shit?
Probably.
I have to be a shill for the flat Earth?
Depends if we go in the clean room or not, or see the
clean room.
See the Mars yard where they fake the Curiosity rover.
I have a friend who doesn't believe in satellites.
Oh,
Thinks
yeah.
Satellites are low-flying planes. Have you seen that one? Eddie Bravo?
Yeah. By the way, Eddie, guess what? I brought a chemtrail sticker for you too, buddy.
He hangs on to that chemtrail one hard.
But it's along the same lines as you want to be, just like scientists.
Kinda.
We want to find something that's never been found before and name it after ourselves or a loved one or a really cool scientist of the past.
Right.
And discover a new species or discover a new planet or send a fucking rocket to Mars. We want to do that too. But it's when you get into the idea of, I want to do that and I want to take them down. That's when we have the problem. Because you're not using, and everybody wants to say that they're critical thinkers and all that. You're not. You really aren't. I'm sorry. Any of Joe's listeners that think of any of this shit, you're not doing critical thinking. You're cherry picking. You're finding patterns to fit your model. You're not looking at contrail science. You're not looking at simple proof of curvature. You're not looking at the fact that museums exist. And I would like to make a very public challenge that any flat earther advocate, if you show me a photo of Polaris with a timestamp and GPS coordinates of Australia, I'll believe flat earth.
What does that mean?
So, Polaris is the northern star. If we think about a flat earth,
okay,
North Pole here,
right.
Flat earth, ice wall, blah, blah, blah.
Got it.
Polaris would be directly above the North Pole.
Right.
Australia would be over here.
Okay.
It would be able to look up and see Polaris at night all the fucking time.
If it was flat.
If it was flat.
Some heliocentrists have even tried to suggest that the pole star's gradual declination overhead as an observer travels southwards is proof of a globular Earth. Far from it, the declination of the pole star or any other object is simply a result of the law of perspective. The law of perspective dictates that the angle and height at which an object is seen diminishes the farther one recedes from the object, until at a certain point the line of sight and the seemingly uprising surface of the earth converges to a vanishing point, i.e. the horizon line, beyond which the object is invisible. Thomas Winship wrote, "If we select a flat street a mile long containing a row of lamps, it will be noticed that from where we stand the lamps gradually decline to the ground, the last one being apparently quite on the ground. Take the lamp at the end of the street and walk away from it 100 yards, and it will appear to be much nearer to the ground than it was when we were close to it. Keep on walking away from it, and it will appear to be gradually depressed until it is last seen on the ground and then disappears. Now, according to the astronomers, the whole mile was only depressed about 8 inches from one end to the other, so that this 8 inches could not account for the enormous depression of the light as we recede from it. This proves that the depression of the pole star can and does take place in relation to a flat surface, simply because we increase our distance from it, the same as from the street lamp. In other words, the farther away we get from any object above us, as a star for example, the more it is depressed. And if we go far enough, it will sink, or appear to sink, to the horizon and then disappear. The writer has tried the street lamp many times with the same result."
So this is what they think it is? It's like a dip in the middle.
Yeah, and
and if you go further out, it's a scoop. Why would it be like a cigar ashtray? This is what it is, like a cigar ashtray that's floating in the sky.
That's based on biblical, because you have the quote-unquote four corners of the earth held aloft by angels. You're flat and motionless through space.
Totally logical.
Yeah, you know,
Where are the penguins? Above or below?
All around. All around.
But are they in the North or the South Pole?
That's the problem. So, yeah, pull up.
Oh, that's what it looks like?
That's one of them. That's cool.
That's a good one.
That's a fun one. It's like turtles all the way down.
It looks like a chocolate chip.
The azimuthal equidistant projection map that the USGS actually uses is the flat Earth map. The UN logo is another example of it. The UN logo is actually a flat Earth map, divided into 33 Masonic sections, by the way. But you can just type in flat Earth map on Google. It's a disc shape. The North Pole is in the center. All the continents go out from there. And Antarctica, instead of being a ice continent on the bottom of the globe, it actually surrounds us 360 degrees. And how far that ice goes outwards is unknown at this point. So there's a cover-up. That's what the Antarctic Treaty is all about. That's why you can't independently explore Antarctica. And when people like Jarl Anderhoy try to go down there, they get turned away at gunpoint and put in prison. So there's a big cover-up there in Antarctica as well. I don't know how far the ice goes, whether there's an edge, a barrier, a dome, or infinite plane. But what we do know is that the Earth and the water is completely flat, for as far as we can see and as far as we've measured. And the horizon is completely flat, as far up as we go. All amateur rockets and all amateur balloons sent up over 20 miles, as high as they can go. The horizon is flat all the way around. And it rises to the camera all the way up. It rises to the level of the camera. Now, this is totally impossible on a ball. No matter how big the ball was, as you rise up, you have to look down to see the curvature. Look down to see the horizon. But what actually happens if you go up in a hot air balloon, the horizon rises right on up with you, the whole way up. Just keeps on coming up at eye level as high as you're going to go. That's just impossible on a ball. If you think about it, if you're on a ball and you're in a hot air balloon or an airplane, you should not be able to see out your window, straight out your window, the horizon. You should have to look down, further and further down, the higher you ascend to be able to see that horizon. But you'll never look down to the horizon on the Earth. It will always rise up to your level.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, go. So I want to know, okay, flat earthers, what's on the other side?
They show us models in school in our textbooks that show a ball Earth, and it says you got the crust at the top, and then you've got an outer mantle and an inner mantle and an outer core and an inner core, and they've got these nice little diagrams that everybody has to memorize and whatnot. But in reality, the Russian Kola Ultra Deep is a project that was drilling as deep into the Earth as they could, and they spent decades drilling down into the Earth, and they only made it 12 kilometers down, 8 miles down. So we don't even know what's beneath the crust. We've never gotten beneath the crust. The mantle and the core, and they say there's a liquid magnetized core that causes the geomagnetization of the ball Earth, all this stuff, that they have no proof whatsoever. They're just creating it and putting it in textbooks. We've never gotten through the crust before. So we don't know what's under the Earth. We don't even know what's at the depths of the Pacific. There's certain areas we haven't gotten to. So they're lying to us that they know what's under or inside the Earth. We have no idea. It's a mystery what's beyond, beneath, and above the Earth.
How come we can actually, and they say no flights over the South Pole. Bullshit. There are. There are absolutely flights over the ice continent.
Just like most southern hemisphere flights don't make any sense on the spherical map, they almost all come into the northern hemisphere, mostly very high into the northern hemisphere, before then dropping back down to the southern hemisphere to their other destination. Whereas if the Earth was really a ball the way they say it is, they should just stay in the exact same line of latitude in the southern hemisphere, and that would be the shortest trip from both points. Yet they don't do that. They make these stopover points way up in the northern hemisphere for no other reason than the fact that the Earth is flat, and that those are straight line paths going up through the northern hemisphere before then dropping back down to the southern hemisphere, because that is actually the straight line path, the closest, quickest path, and not the supposed path you're shown on a spinning ball Earth.
It's like none of the travel times of aircraft work on a flat Earth. the corner of Heliotrope and Melrose.
Up, you shill. They're coming at you now.
Bring it.
With flat earth knowledge.
Yeah, bring it. Yeah, it's like, you want to roll in? I'm having my birthday party there next Friday, the 28th, 8
There's
p.m.
no such thing as gravity.
Oh, my God.
It is a magnetic... What did they call it?
Electromagnetism?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Are stickers magnetic?
Oh, good point.
There you go. Is glass magnetic? Is plastic? I mean, come on. I think that's bullshit.
Well, it's kind of funny.
Alleged glow. I'm sorry.
I would love to play you the Dinosaurs Are Not Real video.
Do it.
Just do it.
God.
See if you can find JB. And by
Oh
the
my
way,
God, Eric Dubay?
This is the flat Earth guy.
Yeah, the guy that does 200 proofs the Earth is flat that everybody has debunked fucking 1,000.
No,
Holy shit.
Shills.
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Shills are...
Listen to this guy.
Don't you dare mention Owen's name, you asshole. Wrong. They
pause,
found
pause
that.
Pause every time. Pause.
Dinosaurs. We discovered marine reptiles and the first dinosaurs about a century before that. So that right there, Eric, you're fucking wrong.
Whoops.
It's like, don't bring your flat Earth bullshit into my profession. Now I'm pissed.
We'll keep going.
Yeah, keep this rolling. So that's because we can do things like look at modern analogs and see how teeth are fucking made. We know if it's a predator or if it's prey. We know if it's an herbivore or a carnivore. We know how teeth are fucking built. Even back then, even when they're doing naturalistic drawings like this, it's like the megalodon tooth on my arm. It is a predator. It's obviously a serrated.
Is it megalodon or megalodon? How do you say it?
It depends. Your emphasis can be on a different syllable. Oh God, wow.
Keep going,
yeah, keep doing this. What is it? 20 minutes?
It's 30 minutes long.
Fuck you. I'm glad I brought a lot of beer. Okay. Okay, yeah. The reason why we didn't know about things beforehand, because we weren't doing shit like wholesale intellectual studies of science when people were building fucking pyramids and stuff like that. That's why we have different ages throughout anthropological records. We have the Bronze Age and the Iron Age and all that, because we have to do things like figure out the land around us. And when we start finding really old bones, like, hey, this looks like a really big chicken bone. What the fuck? Or this looks like a huge human with a single eye. What the fuck? We start looking at stuff like that. Saying just wholesale fucking bullshit like that. God damn.
Let's play more of this, because it gets better.
Because they weren't digging in the fucking earth. Because they were all dead. There could have been, you didn't know what it was. This kind of just, the problem with you, Eric, is you are starting from an improper position. You are starting on a confirmation bias. You are stating from the beginning that dinosaurs don't exist, and you are using pareidolia and apophenia, the ability for humans to find patterns, in order to fit your bullshit, and then only cherry pick what belongs. That's what he does with fucking flat Earth. And the problem with this is, like I was saying earlier, because now the stupid minority has a voice. I don't know how many million people subscribe to his fucking channel. Every single flat Earth dipshit is going to go, 61,000 people. Okay.
Look at that, 300,000 views. And here's the thing. Check out the comments. The comments, he curates
thumbs up,
the comments.
thumbs down are almost identical. Look, 3486 to 3493. Are you kidding me? You son of a bitch.
But
I remember being forced to have the same dinosaur toys as everyone. Meh. Yeah, that's because it's called consumerism. Flat Earth, no dinosaur. What's the point in making these? Okay, see, good for you. Go in there. Extremely great research. Love this very much. Thank you. Max Haskins, don't breed. Don't ruin dinosaurs with facts. Fuck you. And they were my favorite animal.
Here's another problem. His voice is annoying as fuck.
Oh my God.
Let's play more.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to open another beer. Because we didn't dig. That's because we find the first one and then we're like, holy shit, there must be more of these out there. And then the Bone Wars started between Ogden and Marsh. You had the Mantell collection with the first iguanodon that was found. And they put it, and they made these really stupid statues and put them in Crystal Palace in London. And Mary Anning, one of the first the first female paleontologist and one of the first people to actually find fossils, she discovered the ichthyosaur. Mary Anning was the girl from the rhyme, "She sells seashells on the seashore," because that's what she did as a child. And as she was looking for seashells, she found a skeleton of an ichthyosaur buried in a cliff.
Whoa.
Yeah. As like a kid. I think she was 12, 13.
Holy shit.
I think paleontology Twitter is going to rip me apart for not knowing the thing. But come on, I'm hyped up now.
He's drunk. He's hyped up.
I'm not. Dude, that's one beer.
All right.
I've got...
I don't know how many you had before you got here.
None.
People get excited.
I've got 9 more in there. I'm going to need them. Yeah, it's just... So Mary Anning discovered ichthyosaurs. And once you discover something like that, you want to go around the world and say, hey, where else is this stuff? Let's go somewhere that no one has been. Which means North America, South America, Tanzania, Belize, all the things that Captain Jackass just rattled off.
Captain Fuckface. Let's call him Captain Fuckface.
Oh, God. Fucking fuckwitted shit gibbon. I don't... Just something. I mean, yeah, I stole that. I stole shit gibbon from a Trump thing. But
shit gibbon?
Shit gibbon. When
like
he was,
a monkey? Like a gibbon monkey?
Yeah. Ape. I think they're technically apes.
Let's keep this rolling. I want to see how deep we can go with this Eric Dubay character.
I don't know. What kind do you like?
Whatever you got, man.
Have you had a Goza? That's because there were 2 paleontologists going at it against each other, going, I can find the cooler thing. No, I can find the cooler thing. I'm going to find more shit than you. It was called the Bone Wars, Ogden versus Marsh.
You already talked about this, right?
Yeah.
What was underhanded about it?
They would sabotage each other's digs. They would try and steal fossils. They were assholes. But because of the competition, it's like a fight. When you have one dude that, 2 dudes that have been training all their lives and trying to do the whole thing, the more amped up one gets, the more amped up the others get, and it's going to be a fucking just throwdown. This is what happened on an intellectual and fieldwork scale. You had 2 guys trying to make a name for themselves in a burgeoning brand new field that just wanted to get in and roll. And they had direct competition with each other. So it's going to be, fuck you, I'm going to find these bones first. And it got nasty, man.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like think of it as Edison versus Tesla, paleontology.
Right. Except Tesla wasn't very aggressive. He sort of like let all that shit happen.
True. Very true.
Play it.
Keep this going. Oh, Cope, Marsh, Ogden. Yeah. Yeah, I said Ogden. I meant Cope. My bad. Fuck you for saying supposedly. Bullshit. Bullshit. Not a falsification or a fabrication. Turns out a lot of those dinosaurs were the same species that were previously discovered. So, oh, look, this sauropod femur looks a lot like that sauropod femur, but I found this slightly in a different place, so I'm going to name it a new species. Nope, turns out those are both brontosaurus or apatosaurus or triceratops or stegosaurs, anything like that. That is just an outright fucking lie that he just said. When things are discovered and it turns out that they're the same, it becomes taxonomically what's called a junior synonym. So, for example, Tyrannosaurus rex had another name for a really long time. It's totally regardless. Whatever the first name for it was technically the first discovered name for it, but since Tyrannosaurus rex became the more popular, the more documented, the more thing, that became a junior synonym, that one actually became what we call nomen obscurum, or the obscure name, no longer talked about. But that's what happened. It wasn't an outright fabrication. It was two dudes finding bones of the same species or type of animal, but not naming it the same thing. So that's an absolute bullshit Eric Dubay outright lie. Bullshit. Bullshit. Sue in the Field Museum is, not 100% complete, 98% complete, including formerly unknown elements from any other tyrannosaur. I believe a commercial paleontology group just found like a 99% or almost a 100% complete dinosaur. We have found entireties or near entireties of animals.
So he's right by a very small technicality of 1 or 2 percentage points.
Exactly.
But what he's implying is completely misleading.
Yeah,
he's implying that they're finding a shin bone and drawing a dinosaur around that shin bone.
Exactly. But no, like we could find 70% of a Tyrannosaurus rex. We know what they look like. So yeah, we will use 3D printing or casting of all that. I'm happily admitting this because everyone knows, or at least everyone should know, many dinosaurs in museums are what we call conglomerates. It will be a triceratops. The skull will be real, maybe the front half of the animal, some ribs, maybe some tail vertebrae, or the pelvis will be from one animal. We will have to use casts of other triceratops that we have throughout paleontology in other museums. Many of the fossils you see on display are casts. Now, cast doesn't mean bullshit created on the spot. It means, very technically, this is a cast. It is a replica of an actual existing bone that was wrapped, made a mold of, and then filled with resin, painted to the correct color. It is the exact match of a bone that exists. It is not something we are just making up. That is bullshit. And I hate that when they come in and go, oh, well, look, that's like
plastic.
Yeah, it's plastic. It's all that. Well, yeah, you know why? Fossils are fucking fragile. It takes us weeks to get a single bone out. And then it is covered in glue. It is wrapped in tissue paper, sometimes tin foil. A shit ton of plaster and reinforcement is wrapped around it. Then it has to be very carefully slid down a mountain on a car hood in one time, or airlifted out in another, and put in the back of trucks, and then taken all the way to its museum, and then cracked open and then prepared. Everything has to get leafed off it very carefully, and we're adding more glue as we're going, because if you sneeze wrong on some mineralized specimens, it goes away. It just goes boom. So you have to work very carefully in a booth with like an air abrader. So you're shooting extremely fine particles just to get the top millimeter of material off. This is hard, detailed work on things that are 65 plus million years old, that if we're not careful, they fall apart. We are not going to wrap something like that in fucking steel and put it up on a mount, especially somewhere, I don't know, like Los Angeles, where things like earthquakes happen. Statements like that he makes are just fucking irritating. Keep it going. Bullshit. Bullshit. Abso-fucking-lutely bullshit. Fuck you, Eric. I'm a paleo monitor, you asshole. I am actually contracted to go out to fucking building sites and make sure fossils are protected and dug up correctly. In fact, you know what, jackass? I found a whale in downtown LA. Fuck you, Eric Dubay.
You found a whale?
I found a whale in downtown LA.
Oh, you talked about this the last podcast. You were talking about how they had to shut down construction.
Exactly. You know why? Because building construction finds fucking dinosaurs and whales and prehistoric animals, you jackass. Oh, fuck you. Farmers. So, Sue was found on a guy's farm. There have been numerous dinosaurs, numerous prehistoric animals found on a guy's farm. By the way, there's an entire private area up in Bakersfield called Shark's Tooth Hill where they find meg teeth, megalodon teeth all the fucking time.
In Bakersfield?
In Bakersfield. It's on private land. Farmers, builders, recreational people. Yeah, hey, guess what? A couple people hiking in Red Rock Canyon up near Palmdale found a trackway from an ancient camel. Recreational people. Yeah, this happens all the fucking time. The reason why it's happening more and more lately is because people know what they're looking for now. They understand, wow, there could be shit out here. Hey, if we're digging a road, if we're widening the 99 freeway in Fresno, holy shit, we hit a mammoth. Or, holy shit, we found a whale in downtown LA. Like, within blocks of the 110 freeway in Good Samaritan Hospital. I won't tell you where, I can't. But, yeah.
Just wanted secrecy?
Yeah, it's just part of the contracts. That's the deal. Because if you find something there, you can find more shit. We found over 400 specimens of shark teeth, whales, or rib cage of a whale, snails, fossil coral, all of this because downtown LA was underwater 7 million years ago. And yeah, oh my God, that's fucking bullshit.
Let's keep going.
Fuck you. Found all the time. Bullshit. Meaning trained motherfuckers. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Because we found a bunch of shit there. Like Dinosaur National Park. Stop saying allegedly, you son of a bitch. Yeah, because it's a fantastic site. Oh, really? Really? Hey, guess what, Eric? I ran a lab that we had 3.5 million specimens from the Ice Age that goes back 90,000 years. So the La Brea Tar Pits, the largest Ice Age mammal collection on the fucking planet. And this stuff isn't mineralized. It's actually subsumed with asphalt, keeping the all of the calcium and everything intact. These are actual bones. When we find a saber-toothed cat tooth, it's the physical tooth of the animal.
Ooh.
Which is kind of freaky to think about. But saying that, it's like, yeah, we find a lot of shit in places. The River of Death in Alberta, when they're digging the pipeline. I don't know, Mammoth Hot Springs. There are things called death traps and predator traps and sinkholes and natural trap caves and I don't know, entire sand dunes falling on things while they're fighting, the dueling dinosaurs. It's a Protoceratops versus a Velociraptor that was found in Mongolia because a fucking sand dune fell on them while they were tussling around because the V-Raptor wanted to eat the thing. That's a rad specimen, by the way.
You know what's interesting about this guy is that he knows so much. Is that his knowledge of the history of paleontology and of researching dinosaur bones. He knows so much.
I call bullshit on that. What I'm thinking is that he's reading from a script that he cobbled together on fucking Wikipedia. I challenge him to go toe-to-toe with somebody in the business, I don't know, like me, and go, okay, start throwing dates, start throwing specimens. I will fucking own you.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's obviously, he knows all these people. He knows about the bone wars. He knows who's in charge of all these different...
Simple Google search of largest dinosaur thing found. Okay, I'm going to write these 3 things down on this manila fucking legal
I understand
pad.
that. I'm not saying that it's impressive and that it's conclusive evidence. I'm saying it's impressive that this guy has done this much research, but yet still has this ridiculous idea, and he's using
I see what
this.
you're saying. Yeah.
He's using all this data that's actually factual about how many different people found how many different things, and he's decided that this is proof.
And all he does is put allegedly in front of it.
Yeah.
It's like, no, sorry, over 6,000 specimens were found there.
Let's
fucking
keep
deal with
going.
it. What the fuck? Wrong. If you find a fossil...
Concentrated planting efforts.
Yeah,
what did they
yeah.
plant? What were the things that they planted? Oh, there's dinosaur bones that they planted? What were the dinosaur bones made out of?
Like resins. So that is actually an argument with these jackasses. It's like, okay, so big paleo, the big paleontologists, people like me...
Big paleo.
Big paleo.
Like big pharma.
Yeah, like big pharma and big they and, you know, all
We're
that.
big podcast, Jamie.
There you go.
We're big podcast. We're an industry.
So... They say, they, not in the black man, you know, black helicopter they, but they as in the detractors, state that paleontologists, like me, will create a fossil, whether it's like a cast or we'll just make one up. And on these expeditions, we go out and we actually bury it and uncover it and make the news and all that. Well, if that was true, Eric... Why is it that when we find something, say in, I don't know, 2008, it's not usually written about until, say, 2012, and that's just a single note in the Journal of Vertebrate Paleontology, which I guarantee you've never read, or it's done as a poster at the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology, which I will absolutely guarantee you've never been to. And then the fossil's still in prep at that point. We haven't done all the research on it. It's still undiscovered fossil found. If we are going out and investing all of this money in order to make these fakes and bury them and pay all of these people to shut them up and huge excavations like that, we would kind of want to recoup that money as fast as possible and immediately dump it to the news and get paid for spokesmanships and all of that. But we don't. We suffer. Natural history museums are some of the lowest donated to institutions on the planet. Art museums are generally number 1. There are people that get laid off all the time from museums. Museums close. If we were making all this money and making all this fame, why are there paleontologists out of a job? Why do I know a dozen monitors that don't have work right now? Why are there museums that have problem actually getting a budget to get an excavation going, that they have to use private donors, that they have to use their board of directors, that they have to go from a county museum to a foundation nonprofit? This is such a line of fucking bullshit that, I mean, that pisses me off, because his simple statements are looping in thousands and tens of thousands of employees and museums and all of that worldwide. This would be one of the largest conspiracies ever, other than, I don't know, moon hoaxes and NASA. Flat Earth and shit like that.
That's the other one he does.
Yeah,
that's
that is
the
the
biggest
other one.
Keep going.
Oh,
let's get him more
son
mad.
of a bitch. Okay, Eric. If that's true, then why do dinosaurs become passé? Why does somebody like me, who has been on I don't know, 13, 14 different television shows talking about paleontology, geology, and all that. I have pitched dinosaur, like live dig stuff to BBC and all of that. I'm consulting on a couple projects right now. Unfortunately, can't name them. But dinosaurs become passe very, very quickly because people are like, oh, cool, new dinosaurs found. Yeah, big deal. Or, oh, whoa, Brontosaurus is back. Yeah, whatever.
But the mainstream media, as you said, is just like they love a dinosaur story.
But that's bullshit. That's absolute bullshit. When was the last like dinosaur documentary? Yeah, there was what was it called? Autopsy of a T-Rex with my friend Tori, and that was a speculative science show. It was like, what happens if we found a T-Rex and cut it open and do an autopsy? That was a hit, and then paleontology TV died again. 2 years ago, I had a 2-hour National Geographic documentary about digging up woolly mammoths in that. It aired a night. There was a little bit of press. Fucking done. The production company that did the thing with Nat Geo is out of business now. Just done. It's like, really? We're pressured to get this money? Then why aren't we making fucking more? Why, Eric, am I a bartender in addition to a paleontologist, in addition to somebody that's on TV, if I'm making all this big paleo fucking money? If I'm such a shill, okay, yeah. Is that why I'm a month behind on my car payment right now? Is that why I'm trying to scrape together rent? Fuck you.
It's getting aggressive.
Oh, I'm very aggressive. Fuck these guys. Wait, the bandwagon effect and the crowd behavior, like flat Earth bullshit? Okay.
We're only 7 minutes and 53 seconds into a 29-minute video.
Oh, fuck all. Fuck, man. It's like we need to fly him out and have him on the show.
This guy?
Eric? No. Take that Darwin. Yeah. Doll. You need to get him.
Fun.
He would be rad. No,
yeah, he would be fun.
Fuck Eric Dubay. If he's ever on the show, I want to be outside waiting with a fucking baseball bat.
Oh, how rude.
No, I am.
You want to be violent with him?
Almost.
Don't you want to talk to him? Would you love to? I mean, I think you could gain a lot from sitting down with a guy like this and just sort of picking him apart, because you would realize what he was wrong about, and instead of him being able to just spout off on a YouTube video, he would be checked at every step of the way whenever he said something incorrect.
Yes, but the problem is, the only reason why I would do that, he will never change his mind.
Well, he's probably crazy.
Well, duh. He's absolutely crazy. But think about it right now. You have 4 million subscribers that now know this video exists, that know Eric Dubay's name, that know that paleontologists can get riled up by this guy. They're now going to go, look, if any one of your listeners is on the fence about dinosaurs, why would you be? But you could have some. Those are the people that I would have to try and convince. I will never convince him. I will mock the living shit out of him until he wants to put himself into a chipper shredder. But I will never convince him. And that's the thing. So all you SciComm people out there, we don't do it to try and convince the big mouthpieces for these movements. We're trying to go for the people that aren't quite sure. If we embarrass the living fuck out of these people, those people will go, wow, those guys are idiots. Why did I even consider that the world is flat or that dinosaurs didn't exist? The thing is, again, I want to mock them so the people listening and the people watching and all that go, wow, that guy's a jackass. It's like the Earth's not flat. I got suckered into it. But also, I have to admit it, I kind of like out-trolling the trolls, man.
Yeah, it's fun, right?
When they come in and you just, like, set the perfect thing, and they come back with something stupid, and you just fucking grab them by the back of the neck and go, wham, and they're done.
Confront you with flat Earth reality, bro.
Yeah.
You're a shill. Wow. You're a flat Earth shill, a dinosaur shill. What else?
Big pharma, because vaccines are important.
Big pharma shill.
Yeah, well, I'm apparently an atheist shill because creationism bullshit. What else? A NASA shill for both moon hoaxing and Nibiru.
And you still have these assholes that make these videos about dinosaurs not being real or write blogs about the Earth being flat. But at the end of the day, I just feel like that is more dismissed than ever before, less likely to be adopted, and I think it's dying. I think you're seeing like the last blips of ignorance where people are fighting against this.
Is this the death knell? Is this people like B.O.B. like going against Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah, well,
going
he's a silly man. You know, I mean, he's just a rapper, right? He doesn't really have to have any real data. But I think that's what we're seeing with all this stuff. I think we're seeing like the sort of the last gasps of ignorance.
Oh man!
But isn't it funny? It's like you're a legitimate paleontologist.
And my license plate's Decepticon.
Ah.
I did the same thing in Israel. Jews. I'm genetically Jewish. I have the Ashkenazi K1 haplotype.
You know what's funny, dude? You know, like I said, you're a legit paleontologist.
And my license plate's Decepticon.
Ah.
I'm going to JPL next Wednesday for a tour. What are you doing Wednesday morning, by the way?
I don't know. We'll talk about it after the show.
Cool deal.
I might be going with you.
Right on.
That would be fun.
Yeah. Private tour to JPL?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck you, Eric Dubay. Fuck you, Eric Dubay. Oh, man.
But isn't it funny? It's like you're a legitimate paleontologist.
Oh, man.
But isn't it funny? It's like you're a legitimate paleontologist.
And my license plate's Decepticon.